Why don't people understand?
Can we explain it? Will they listen?
Unleash reality.
.io.
Hey CFA, Titan here. I've made a couple promises that I haven't kept, so I wanted to reach out tonight and talk to you a little bit about some of the emerging cryptos that I like. One of which I've talked about and did a dive in the emerging cryptos room on, and another is a brand new one I just found the other day. Did a deep dive on that one. I like that one a lot as well. So let's get into it. One of my favorite topics in recent history has been ID verification for KYC and some of the other uses that identity verification in the blockchain can provide. I bumped into this one. If we go back in emerging cryptos, I want to say maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and the token is SYL, and it's by XSL Labs, and they've come up with a little bit different way of doing the identity verification on the blockchain. So let's get into it. XSL Labs is creating a ID verification process that's automated, and they do it on the blockchain. So what they're going to be doing is taking and putting all of your sensitive KYC information in a encrypted file on the blockchain. Now that's nothing new, right? Some of these other companies do the same thing. What makes this one a little bit different is that you choose what information that you're going to release to each person that you're KYCing with. So they use smart contracts. So you'll have all of your information. Let's say you have driver's license, your social, your bank records, your tax records, whatever it is that you're going to put in there, right? And a lot of these other ID verification companies, what they'll do is if someone requests it, they just dump everything out there. Or you allow that company to come take a peek at your record with a special key that you'll send them. The problem that I have with that is for a lot of these, they can kind of see everything, and maybe I don't want them to see everything. What this SYL token does is it allows you to essentially choose to create your own smart contract on an as-needed basis to give just the information that the other party requires. So if you're trying to KYC on, let's say, Gemini, right, and they need name, date of birth, social, and driver's license, you can select those boxes from your dashboard and include only those 4 items. Click the button. It'll create a special smart contract with that information in it that's also encrypted. But then you send that public key and upload that into the Gemini platform, and it will instantly verify you. Now that's huge, right? Because that takes all your personal privacy and puts it back under your control. And once that's done, you can get rid of it. You can cancel the smart contract and it goes away. So your data isn't lingering anywhere out there. But it gives you total control over all of your data. Your data belongs to you. That's their motto. So the ecosystem, they're going to offer what's called an SDI, right? And what that is that's the little smart contract that you create to share whatever data is necessary. So if we were to go take a peek at this white paper, and I'm going to bring up something that's really, really interesting in here. Once we get to it, you'll see that they're focusing on something that a lot of CFA members really take heart to, which is they're focusing on the gaming industry. So they understand that there are companies like Gala that are out there that may have IDOs, that may have nodes that pay rewards or that you're going to play to earn. So that KYC information is going to be valuable. But the other side of it, which is really cool too, is companies like Gala can take that information, and when you KYC with them or you verify your identity, it's kind of like the Discord key that they use now. What'll happen is that if you're found to be a cheater or you're doing something wrong, they can take and make sure that that cheater is not going to be back on the platform because their digital identity is there, which I thought was super, super cool. So if we take a peek, I'm not going to read this to you. I mean, you can go there, you can read it yourself. But if you flop through some of the highlights on this, the technology that it uses, right? So they're on the Binance Smart Chain, and that's a big plus too. I got the tokens. I got the SYL tokens. I did get that on PancakeSwap. Be careful if you're on PancakeSwap. You want to make sure you got the right contract address. Visit the website. Make sure you got the right one. Binance Smart Chain. They're going to be moving towards other blockchains, but for right now, they're on BSC. Here's the second part. They're going to be adopting Flare once it's available. Now, that's huge, right? So Flare's a little bit behind. They're going to be moving on to the Flare network once Flare is up and running. So that's going to be a huge step up as well, and it's going to give Flare a lot more utility too, because here's a company who's waiting to get on that network. The use of smart contracts, right? So this SDI document, that's the document that you create when you're going to go and assemble the information that you want to ship off, right? So what this does is these smart contracts is really the key differential to what makes this a little bit different. It's going to allow for just the information you want to go out there. They've been working on this for a little while now, and they're huge advocates of self-sovereign identity, okay? And it's to guarantee users protection against cyber criminals and independence from private or state entities that might be tempted to take advantage of the information and use it against them. I'm a huge privacy advocate. I think that while we want to make this space safe, we also at the same time need to preserve that privacy. That's huge to me. So that was another box that got checked when I was looking into them. So how do they fight data theft? They go into some of the things that they're doing to protect against data loss. We see it all the time. A lot of these large companies, you're getting data breaches, the whole 9 yards. Nobody can guarantee that this is going to be 100%, just like nobody can guarantee anything is going to be 100%. I think they have a pretty good format for what they're doing, okay? I'm going to skip down here because it's all the technical information and talking about snarks and everything else, and they talk about the code, fully audited, by the way. So it verifies the transaction. A multi-identity wallet, all right? Each time a user account is created, the web services that request them don't have any particular interest. Until now, you're able to choose. I know I've said that like 5 times already. I'm sorry. I think that's huge. The pillars, okay, they're big on this. They want it to have full protection of personal data, scalability and adaptability. They want to be fluid. They want to change as the ecosystems out there change. They want to be able to immediately step in and pivot to make the right choice and keep the systems running. It's your ID wallet. All right, it's not a centralized thing. You're the only one that can get into it. It's kind of like a seed phrase account. It is yours. You own it. It's not stored on their servers, right? And then you have your SYL wallet, which tokens will be necessary, obviously, to pay for transactions and to create the smart contracts that actually send the data where you want it to go. KYC for financial institutions. It talks about here, $60 million a year is spent per bank on KYC. Now that's huge. This can cut that way, way down. And the cost of KYC will go way, way down by using these. And it talks about how all this works and your signature-related keys, encryption-related keys, using web interfaces, using Web3. That's like how you sign in with MetaMask. But it comes down and it talks about being a payment gateway as well. They have plans to be able to securely transmit not only your data, but to also secure payments using this as well. So that if you make a payment to somebody, and let's say your government decides that they want to have everybody, private wallets have to have KYC. Well, this takes care of that as well. They're a step ahead of some of the other companies that are doing this, is that they're taking a proactive approach to this because they kind of know it's coming. I want to highlight this. This is what I was talking about with the video games. Okay, it'll profoundly change the video game ecosystem. The first phase will be the identifier. So it'll create a special game identifier for you. And that way you can register that identifier with the gaming company. And that will allow you then access to that platform. And if you don't have the credentials, you can't get in. It's kind of like a 2FA at the same time. Okay, it will also sanction rewards and make that effective so that there's no problem later on if you receive rewards. We know that they know they're paying it to you, and you know that you're getting it, that it's verifiable. It can be used to identify and certify the experience points that you might earn. So there's no, it kind of helps you record that to the blockchain and keep a backup. Anti-fraud, they're talking about the dating apps too. Huge problem. I mean, Tinder, you don't know who you're getting into, right? This will allow that person to be verified, so you'll have that, like that Twitter blue check mark. And that way that information, they know that that's a real person, and they know that that's real information. That's another huge part of it. They're going above and beyond. They're starting to get talked about a little bit. They mentioned some of the articles here. There's been a lot more on them. They've been quiet over the holiday season. Not much has gone on with them. But they've really made some progress. And I think that is going to be something to look for down the road. I don't think this is like a 6 to 9 month thing. This is more like a 2 to 4 year project. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be quick. You're not going to want to swing trade this. You're going to want to grab a bag and tuck it away. Put it in your hardware wallet. Forget about it for a while. Let them work. Let them get this up and running. Let them market it. And I think that it'll be a huge player in the ID verification space. Of course, do your own research. I want you to read everything on here and see if it's right for you. It may or may not be. Okay? Next, I want to talk about something I just bumped into. It's been all over Twitter lately. And I didn't take it very seriously until I bumped into someone on Twitter that I've had a few conversations, some interactions with. And she's real big on this. And so I went and I took a deeper dive into it. And I love it. So it almost sounds too good to be true. So I want you to have a good look at this website. It's Nervos, Nervos, and their token is CKB. And what they're looking to do is create a universal blockchain so that any DApp anywhere, whether it was created on Cardano, whether it was one of Gala's contracts, it can be put in here and be interoperable with any blockchain instantly. And I thought, well, what the heck? So that's what they're claiming. They've got this network that has access to any asset on any blockchain, operate DApps from any wallet or solution, code with flexibility, bringing your DApps from anywhere, even VeChain. This is kind of like a universal translator, right? So you have like Google Translate, which will do languages. This does blockchain, and it does it instantly. They're a layer 1 company, but they also have layer 2 solutions to get seamless scaling. They are their own blockchain, okay? This is a network. So in order to if you decide to get the token, it's you got to jump through a few hoops because they're on their own and they're real small. They're very new. This is a very early stage of the project. So I went to, where did I go to get that? KuCoin, maybe? I think it was KuCoin. And I just traded BTC for CKB. There's a special wallet that you have to have. If you go to the Nervos site, they'll be able to point you in the right direction to get a secure wallet. I opted for the Web3 login, and I used MetaMask via one of the accounts that I have on my ledger so that I know it's secure. I connected it right to my MetaMask ledger account. So it creates like a sub account if you follow how I do that. This is a great way. I loved I loved this video. It cracked me up. So have a listen.
Listen up, people. You can't create an app on one blockchain and reach users in every blockchain.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Shots fired! Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Build on one blockchain and reach every blockchain? No way.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
All right, smarty pantsers. I bet you can't use one crypto of your choice and one interface to interact with every single blockchain.
Yes, you can. Viva
Yes, you can.
Wait, one crypto, one interface? You're dreaming.
ابدا فيها يعمل شيء ابدا فيها ما حدا جربها من قبل
Yes, you can.
ما حدا بده يقدر يجربها بالمستقبل بس ان شاء الله بيقدروا يعملوها كلياتها.
Okay, well, what if you've built your app already? Surely you can't just magically access users outside the blockchain it was built on.
Yes, you can.
Read my lips. Read my eyes.
Yes, you can.
You can't port your code to every blockchain. You can't.
Oh, come on! Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so you're telling me the Nervos platform will be your universal passport to blockchain? Yeah, okay. Got it.
I absolutely love that. It cracked me up. So it does. It sounds a little bit too good to be true. However, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at that, they're making progress. So a huge part of this for me is right here. They're using proof of work, and they're using the same technology as Bitcoin. Some people might have a problem with the environmental impact of proof of work. It's kind of where we're going. And I'm not going to have the argument about the environment, but do know it's proof of work. I think it's far more secure than any of the other proof networks. And when we think about what this network is going to be able to do, it wouldn't surprise me if the network was completely decentralized with nodes everywhere, and they will probably have quite a substantial network if this is the universal blockchain that they're talking about. So this is a gamble. This is high risk, okay? They're trying to do things that nobody else has done. So if you like that bleeding edge side, have a read here. It's a layer 1, but built for layer 2, okay? They're building both layers at the same time, whereas Bitcoin started out with layer 1, and in the last few years, they've come out with things like Lightning, which is the layer 2 solution to help scalability and lower some cost, make things a little quicker. They're building both at the same time. This is going to give them a distinct advantage because they won't have to develop a solution down the road that'll already be there. One of the things that I liked about them is their roadmap. Okay, they're coming around, they're hard forking, they're going to take and create bridges and cross-chain liquidity solutions for every network out there. So they're in the process of doing these things now. This is something that could be very, very important. It has developers with diverse backgrounds and deep roots in the crypto space. If we go and we have a look at the team, of course we have a fully doxed team, very serious individuals. They give all of their information, as you can see here. You can go have a look, read about them. I poked on quite a few of these and was very impressed with what I saw. A lot of the backgrounds here are all deep into blockchain. These aren't people that were Web 2 people 3 months ago and suddenly decided that they're going to go into blockchain. All right, they have extensive experience, which I really liked. The white paper, I'm going to highly suggest you read this. They write it in a very user-friendly way. So they call it a positioning paper, which I thought was cool. They talk about the beginning of the process and the why behind the why, and they walk you through the approach that they're taking and how they're doing their scaling and how they came up with the ideas for it. It's a very good read. It's not something that's going to be over most people's heads. Some of these white papers can get ridiculously technical. I know some of the people in the Discord would love to see that. That is in here, but the most part, they break it down really, really easy for you. I absolutely love this, and so I took a chance on them. I picked some up. Of course, do your own research, compare it against your financial objectives. None of this is financial advice. You guys know that. I don't know your situation. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what your wallet looks like. We're all different. For me, these are some things that I'm willing to put some money into. Make sure you take the time to research it yourself. Don't just take my word for it. I would love to go into more of these, and I probably will. If you guys have some tokens that you've done some research on and would like a deeper dive into it, we can get into that. That would be great. I love doing this stuff, and I love the opportunities that we have. I want to thank each and every one of you at CFA. You guys are epic. Have a good evening.